the longer your kids are in an environment with a psychopath, the more trauma they're absorbing. Even if the psychopath is nice to them, they're still witnessing the way they abuse you. Yo, what's up, warriors? Welcome back to another episode of Psychopath Exposure. My name is Kita, and I'm very happy to be making this video today because we're going to be talking directly to those victims of narcissistic abuse that maybe do not have the option to exit the relationship right now, and for whatever reason feel that they need to stay a little bit longer, for maybe longer than they want to, for again all sorts of reasons. Most of the people I work with are just fed up with their toxic relationship and they just want out right now. They want to know how to exit, how to get away from their toxic narcissistic tormentors, what they have to do to move on, what they have to do to get over the panic and the PTSD and the anxiety. But believe it or not, there are lots of victims out there that are just not ready for that. And if this is you, then I'm speaking directly to you, and I hope you get a lot out of this video. First of all, we have to have an understanding here, okay? I gotta be honest with you. If you know that you're under the possession of a psychopath narcissist, if you know who your enemy is, and you know that there's absolutely no way in hell that this situation is going to get any better for you, and you volunteer to stay in that situation, just know that it's going to get probably 50 times worse as the years go by. It's never going to get any better. You are volunteering into this, and I just have to warn you that this is your choosing. You know what you're accepting. You're accepting this toxic behavior, and again, could be for many reasons. You're not ready to leave right now, but I do encourage you to start thinking right away of an exit strategy. Okay? Because once a narcissist realizes at some point that you're just waiting it out, maybe, like, let's talk about what those reasons could be. First of all, you may have children in the relationship that you want to make sure that they're taken care of for now, and you don't want to be put in a position where you have to sell the house and change their schools, and all sorts of financial reasons that getting a divorce from your narcissist may cause probably even bigger nightmares. I totally get it. You may be in a really, really abusive situation where there's violence, there's physical abuse, and you're just not ready to pull the plug yet. I totally get it, but I just want you to know, as you're making this conscious decision, whether it's based out of fear or whether it's actually some strategy, just know it's not going to get better for you. Do not confuse this decision as some sort of empowerment, and that perhaps in a few weeks down the line or a few months, things are going to get better and the narcissist is going to calm down. If they ever do that, just remember that it's a trick. It's because they're onto you. So I want to dig a little deeper and maybe offer you some tools that you can use in the meantime. If you are living, obviously, with a narcissist right now, whether you're sleeping in the same room, whether you see each other often or only in the evenings after work, at this point, you can't continue having conversations with them as if they're healthy human beings with maybe some sort of problem that you're going to eventually help them solve or get through or overcome. Every single day that you're living with a monster, your life is being drained. These predators, these psychopaths, they're monsters, they're vampires, they're energy vampires, okay? They're only out for your life source and your life energy. That's narcissistic supply to them. So while you continue to coexist in the same environment, just know that you're volunteering to feed them of what they initially wanted from you in the first place. Okay? You're keeping yourself in an environment where you're constantly feeding your tormentor. You're keeping your tormentor alive so that he or she can continue abusing you and making your life a living hell. And again, I understand you may not be ready to exit right now, but I have to constantly remind you of what you're volunteering into, because this is a highly dangerous, toxic situation. If you have children, especially if you have children, the longer your kids are in an environment with a psychopath, the more trauma they're absorbing. Even if the psychopath is nice to them, they're still witnessing the way they abuse you. Children are like sponges, okay? And they may not say things at first, they may not know how to handle it, how to feel. But believe me, they're absorbing that trauma. When they see that mom or dad is being treated in such a manner that's out of sync with love and compassion and safety, the child becomes scared. And they may not know how to voice that. They may not know how to communicate with something like that. They may lash out in other ways, but it's affecting them and they're paying attention. It doesn't matter how young they are. Children pay attention to the slightest details. That's how they learn. That's how they grow, right? So just remember that if you have kids and you're volunteering to stay in the situation, you're not helping them. You may think you're helping them, and it may be the thing that you need to do right now, but please, 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 start thinking of an exit strategy. You don't have to take action right away, but every single day you have to figure out how you're going to sever this toxic bond before it's too late. I know it's tough. I really know it's tough, but look at it this way. There's no way in hell that an alcoholic can get sober and healthy if he or she continues to work a bartender job. See what I'm getting at? If they continue putting themselves in an environment where they're surrounded by alcohol and that temptation, it's just too strong. It's too powerful. They're not strong enough to ignore that. They will continue drinking. They will continue relapsing. Why? Because they're surrounded by the poison. And that's no different than coexisting with another narcissist. You can't detoxify your body from the poison if you continue drinking the poison every single day. You're never going to heal. You're never going to heal. So, if that's what you want to do, then you have to limit the interactions that you have with your narcissist partner. Okay? You have to learn how to gray rock the psychopath. When they try, and believe me, they will try to get a rise out of you. They will try. They will figure out a way, out of boredom, out of malicious intent, to piss you off, to cause more anxiety, to cause more trauma in your life by just coming up with scenarios that are going to just ruin your night. And they'll do it out of boredom. They'll do it just to get pleasure in watching you suffer. So you can't engage with the narcissist. You can't walk into the traps that hopefully by now you're realizing that they've been planted for you to walk on and basically get crushed. You can't do that. So when the narcissist starts picking at you and starts trying to create some sort of drama, I want you to use as little words as you can when responding to them. Pretend that you're a gray rock. You're just a stone, and you're just as lifeless as a stone. You have no emotion. You can't let your emotions run amok when speaking to a narcissist, because that's how they have power over you. Narcissists have no empathy. Narcissists have no love and no ability to show or receive love. They can dial in their abuse from zero. They can crank it up from 0 to 1,000 in a. They can crank it up from 0 to 1,000 in a snap of a finger, just like that, as needed. You can't have a conversation with them. You can't tell them your goals. You can't tell them things that you want to do, great things, because they will devalue it. They will find a way to find and poke fun at you or find mistakes in your dreams and your goals and your projects and just ruin it. Ruin it completely. Just shatter it to the ground. So you have to try to disengage as much as possible. Spend time with loved ones. And plan that exit strategy, because it's never going to get better. Ever, I promise you, it's never going to get better. You see, the first step in healing from narcissistic abuse is to go no contact with the abuser. And you can't do that if you're still living with them. See what's going on? I hope I've driven my point home. I know I'm being redundant, but I know how it feels to be under the spell and that dark fog of a psychopath. And even though you know what's good for you, you know what you should be doing, you know what's better for you, it doesn't matter. Once you're under that spell, somehow it's just like your brain has been rewired, and you'll somehow continue falling back into the old trap. I've been there. Everyone in this community has been there. That's why I created this community, so you guys can see the similarities in the trauma, so you guys can see the patterns that everybody that has been through this has pretty much gone through the same exact situations, just the names and the faces have changed. That's all, but it's the same exact patterns. Same exact patterns. So if you can't go no contact with your psychopath narcissist, then you're not going to heal. You're not going to get strong. My heart goes out for you. It takes a lot of courage to do that. Believe me, a lot of people know what they're dealing with, and they still don't want to accept that their girlfriend or boyfriend or spouse is a monster like this, that's capable of creating so much damage and so much psychological abuse. But once you know your enemy, you have to take care of yourself now. You know, you got to start moving forward, or you'll be in a constant world of decline for the rest of your days. I just don't encourage people to stay in a relationship with a psychopath once they know what it is. I mean, that it's like you have to immediately get away. So if you want to learn how to go no contact with these beasts, if you're ready to start doing what you need to do to get out of this situation, I encourage you to download my free ebook that I wrote that pretty much takes you by the hand and lets you know everything you need to do to go no contact. And some of these things you can start applying right now if you choose to stay in the relationship temporarily, such as not looking at their social media. You know, that's one thing you can already start implementing, because believe me, these psychopaths, they know every trick in the book and they use it. So as you start removing obstacles, as you start removing booby traps, at least while you're creating that exit strategy, you'll hopefully won't endure so much pain and so much damage. So definitely please check that out. Just download it straight into your computer or your phone. I have a link in the description that takes you straight to the website, and you can go ahead and download that copy right away. Also, if you guys are in need of private one-on-one coaching, if you know you want to get out of the situation and just don't have that validation, or your friends don't get it, and you don't think you have the strength to do it, I'm definitely available for coaching and mentoring. I also have a link that you can click below to get more details on that, and we can definitely set something up. I know I can help you guys move forward. Thanks again for your support and for supporting everyone in this community. I love the growth that I've been seeing lately. It's really empowering People are starting to wake up, and I love that. So definitely keep sharing your stories below. Drop a like on the video if you got something from it, and definitely subscribe to the channel. Share this video with someone that you feel might be in need. But stay strong, keep fighting the good fight. Remember, you guys are victims, but you're also survivors, and together we're all warriors. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.